Have you ever needed to request important records, only to worry about being denied? Whether it's medical files, legal documents, or public records, knowing how to properly request them can make all the difference. In this video, we'll walk you through the essential steps to request records effectively and avoid common pitfalls that lead to denials. By understanding the process, preparing the right information, and communicating clearly, you can increase your chances of a successful request. Let's start by exploring why records requests are sometimes denied and what you can do to prevent that from happening. Before you make your request, it's important to understand why records are sometimes denied. Common reasons include incomplete forms, lack of proper identification, or requesting information that's protected by privacy laws. Sometimes, requests are denied simply because the request wasn't clear or specific enough. By knowing what can go wrong, you'll be better prepared to avoid these issues. In the next scene, we'll look at how to research the requirements for your specific type of record. Every type of record has its own set of requirements for access. For example, medical records may require proof of identity and a signed authorization, while public records might need a formal written request. Take the time to research the specific requirements for the records you need. Visit the official website of the agency or organization, or call their office to ask about the process. This preparation will help you gather all necessary documents and avoid unnecessary delays or denials. Once you know what's required, gather all the necessary documents before submitting your request. This might include identification, proof of relationship, or specific forms. Having everything ready in advance shows that you're organized and serious about your request. It also reduces the chances of your request being delayed or denied due to missing information. In the next scene, we'll discuss how to fill out your request form accurately. Carefully fill out all required forms, making sure every section is complete and accurate. Double-check your spelling, dates, and any reference numbers. If you're unsure about any part of the form, don't hesitate to ask the agency for clarification. Submitting a well-completed form not only speeds up the process, but also demonstrates your attention to detail, which can help prevent your request from being denied. Identification is often a key requirement for accessing records. Make sure you provide a clear, legible copy of your ID, such as a driver's license or passport. If the agency requires additional proof, like a birth certificate or proof of relationship, include those as well. Ensuring your identification is up to date and matches the information on your request form can help avoid unnecessary denials. Vague requests are more likely to be denied or delayed. Be as specific as possible about the records you need. Include details such as dates, names, and types of documents. If you're requesting a medical record, specify the time frame and the type of information you need. For public records, mention the exact document or file number if possible. The more precise you are, the easier it is for the agency to locate and provide the records. Different agencies may require requests to be submitted in specific ways, such as by mail, email, online portal, or in person. Always check the agency's preferred submission method and follow it exactly. Submitting your request through the wrong channel can lead to delays or even outright denial. If you're unsure, contact the agency to confirm the correct process before sending your documents. Some records requests require a fee for processing or copying documents. Make sure you know the exact amount and acceptable payment methods. Include payment with your request, whether it's a check, money order, or online payment confirmation. Failing to pay the required fee is a common reason for denial or delay, so double-check this step before submitting your request. Including a polite, concise cover letter with your request can set a positive tone. Briefly explain who you are, what records you're requesting, and why you need them. Express appreciation for the agency's time and assistance. A respectful approach can encourage the staff to process your request more efficiently and may help if there are any questions or issues. Before you submit your request, review all your documents and forms one last time. Make sure nothing is missing, all information is accurate, and all attachments are included. This final check can catch small mistakes that might otherwise lead to a denial or delay. Taking a few extra minutes to review your request can save you a lot of time and frustration later. After submitting your request, keep a record of when and how you sent it. Many agencies provide a tracking number or confirmation email. Save these details in case you need to follow up. If you don't receive a response within the expected timeframe, reach out to the agency with your tracking information. Staying organized helps ensure your request doesn't get lost in the shuffle. Sometimes, agencies may contact you for additional information or clarification. Respond promptly and provide any requested documents or explanations. Quick and clear communication can help keep your request moving forward and reduce the risk of denial due to incomplete information. Privacy laws, such as HIPAA for medical records or FERPA for educational records, can restrict access to certain information. Familiarize yourself with the relevant laws for your type of request. Knowing what is and isn't accessible can help you tailor your request and avoid asking for information that cannot be released. Requesting your own records is usually more straightforward than requesting someone else's. However, you still need to provide proper identification and follow all procedures. Make sure your request clearly states that you are seeking your own information and include any required forms or authorizations. If you need to request records on behalf of someone else, you'll usually need additional documentation, such as a power of attorney or legal authorization. Be sure to include these documents with your request. Clearly explain your relationship to the person and why you're authorized to access their records. When requesting records that contain sensitive information, such as health or financial data, take extra care to protect your privacy. Use secure submission methods and avoid sharing unnecessary personal details. If possible, request that the agency redact any information you don't need. It's important to know your rights when requesting records. Many jurisdictions have laws that guarantee your right to access certain types of information. Research your local laws and regulations so you can confidently assert your rights if your request is challenged or denied. If your request is denied, don't give up. Most agencies have an appeal process. Review the denial letter carefully to understand the reason, then follow the agency's instructions for appealing. Provide any additional information or clarification they request, and restate your reasons for needing the records. If you're having trouble getting your records, consider reaching out to advocacy groups or legal aid organizations. They can offer advice, help you understand your rights, and sometimes even assist with the request or appeal process. Don't hesitate to seek support if you need it. Always keep copies of all documents you submit and any correspondence you receive. This includes your request forms, identification, payment receipts, and any emails or letters from the agency. Having a complete record can be invaluable if you need to follow up or appeal a denial. Processing times for records requests can vary widely depending on the agency and the type of record. Some requests are fulfilled within days, while others may take weeks or even months. Be patient, but also know the average time frame so you can follow up appropriately if there are delays. If you haven't received a response within the expected time frame, follow up with the agency. Be polite and reference your original request, including any tracking numbers or confirmation details. A courteous follow-up can remind the agency of your request and prompt a faster response. Many denials are the result of simple mistakes, such as missing signatures, incomplete forms, or incorrect payment. Review common errors before submitting your request and make sure you've avoided them. Taking the time to double-check can save you from unnecessary frustration. Many agencies provide sample request letters or templates on their websites. Using these resources can help ensure your request is formatted correctly and includes all necessary information. Templates can also help you avoid missing key details that might lead to a denial. Many agencies now offer electronic records, which can be faster and more convenient to access. If you prefer digital copies, specify this in your request. Make sure to provide a secure email address or portal information, and check if there are any additional steps for electronic delivery. If you need physical copies of records, specify this in your request. Provide a correct mailing address and check if there are additional fees for printing or shipping. Paper records may take longer to process, so plan accordingly. Sometimes, agencies will redact or black out certain information in the records you receive to protect privacy or sensitive data. This is normal and required by law in many cases. If you have questions about redactions, ask the agency for clarification. If you need records urgently, some agencies offer expedited processing for an additional fee. Clearly, state your need for expedited service and be prepared to provide a reason, such as a legal deadline or medical emergency. Check the agency's policies before requesting this option. Throughout the process, maintain a professional and respectful tone in all your communications. Whether you're submitting a request, following up, or appealing a denial, politeness and professionalism can go a long way in getting a positive response. Agencies may have limitations on what records they can provide, how quickly they can process requests, or how far back their records go. Understanding these limitations can help you set realistic expectations and avoid frustration if your request cannot be fulfilled exactly as you hoped. Sometimes, you may need to request records from more than one agency. Each agency may have its own process and requirements. Keep track of each request separately and make sure you follow the correct procedures for each one to avoid confusion or delays. If you need a large volume of records, such as years of documents or extensive files, let the agency know in advance. They may need extra time or may suggest breaking your request into smaller parts. Being upfront about the size of your request can help the agency plan and process it more efficiently. If you need certified or official copies of records, specify this in your request. Certified copies may require additional fees or processing time, but they are often necessary for legal or official purposes. Make sure you understand the requirements for certification before submitting your request. If your request is denied, the agency should provide a reason. Common reasons include lack of authorization, incomplete forms, or requesting information that's not available. Understanding the reason for denial can help you correct the issue and resubmit your request successfully. Maintain a log of all your communications with the agency, including emails, phone calls, and letters. Note the date, time, and content of each interaction. This record can be helpful if you need to escalate your request or appeal a denial. Some agencies offer fee waivers for certain types of requests, such as those made for public interest or by low-income individuals. Check if you qualify for a waiver and include the necessary documentation with your request. This can help you avoid unnecessary costs. If your request is taking longer than expected, politely ask the agency for an update. Reference your original request and any tracking information. Regular, respectful follow-ups can keep your request on the agency's radar and help you stay informed. Agencies have policies on how long they keep records. Some documents may be destroyed after a certain period. If the records you need are no longer available, ask the agency about their retention policy and if there are alternative ways to obtain the information. If you need records from another country, the process may be more complex. Research the specific requirements for international requests, including translation, authentication, and international mailing. Be prepared for longer processing times and additional fees. Many agencies now offer online portals for submitting and tracking records requests. Using these systems can streamline the process and provide instant confirmation. Make sure you create a secure account and follow all portal instructions carefully. If you need records for a legal case, specify this in your request. Legal requests may require certified copies, notarization, or additional documentation. Work closely with your attorney to ensure you meet all legal requirements and deadlines. Researchers often need access to records for academic or scientific studies. When making a request for research purposes, explain your project and how the records will be used. Some agencies may have special procedures or requirements for research requests. If you're requesting records for personal reasons, such as genealogy or personal history, state your purpose clearly. Some agencies may have different processes for personal requests, so check their guidelines and provide any required documentation. Requesting records doesn't have to be a stressful or frustrating process. By understanding the requirements, preparing your documents carefully, and communicating clearly and respectfully, you can greatly increase your chances of success. Remember to stay organized, keep copies of everything, and don't hesitate to seek help if you encounter challenges. With these strategies, you'll be well equipped to request records without getting denied.